So, a girlfriend of mine's invited me to her birthday dinner and she requested that we all wear white. I can't think of anything in my closet that's white that I actually want to wear. And I also just saw this shirt that I think would be a cute dress. So, I'm just going to try to make something real quick. We're going to see how this goes. I'm gonna start by saying that I am really bad at doing sew-alongs, like when I'm actually just trying to get something sewn. So every piece of this project is now sewn, but I'm gonna talk through it. So this is me making my pattern. I wanted this to be oversized, and in my haste, I did not make this oversized. So I ended up having to reevaluate what I wanted this to be once the fabric was already cut. So this is me finalizing the last piece of the patterns, and I'll do a little demonstration here. So this is what my front, back, and sleeve looks like. I have the dimensions there if you want to do something like this yourself. I found this white denim at Joann's, and it was a really lightweight. I think it might have been 7 ounces. I kind of wanted something even lighter, but this worked. In any traditional case, you would never cut your fabric hanging off the table like this, but I was just making this for myself, so I wasn't super particular about it. And halfway through the process, I was kind of like, this doesn't have to be perfect. You're literally just making this for today. I have a tendency to make things, and then I have like a bucket where I just put things that I've made, and they rarely get worn again. I didn't necessarily want that to be the case with this one, but once I got through sewing it, I was just like, this is probably going to be one of those things that I was just making just to wear. I got 3 yards of this white denim, and I was originally planning on making the shirt, and I had kind of calculated that I could do it with 2 yards. So I'm like, oh, let's just make it 3 yards for the dress, and it was barely enough. So when I made the mistake, I couldn't redo anything. So this is me sewing. The first thing that I sewed together was the sleeves because I didn't have enough fabric to cut this on the fold like I wanted to. So I sewed a 1/2 inch seam, and then I serged the edges so that it don't fray. I did that on both sleeves. The next thing that I did was I sewed the center back seam. I did put a center back seam on this because I felt like I might have to contour it to my body a little bit so you don't get that little gaping thing that happens above your butt. So I put a center back seam in so I can add some shaping. Then I did the shoulders. Now I'm doing the neck, and I'm just going to use bias tape to finish the edge. So I did a not that great job this time around. I don't know what happened. This denim ended up having stretch, which I hadn't planned on when I was looking for it, but it worked. So here's me putting a binding on. It's an interior tape. So I sewed 1/4 inch and then folded it in and was just praying that it didn't stretch too much. I did have to go back and make adjustments and kind of re-angle the miter at the center front. I also had a center front seam because in my opinion it just makes a nicer finish for the v-neck on this type of style, and it was still a little messy, but I also made this in like an hour and a half, so I definitely was rushing. This was kind of a pre-fit, and I'm like, it's way tighter than what I wanted it to be, but this was a final look. It was cute. If y'all want a real tutorial, let me know.